Welcome back to the Vtuber News. This is Salvi, the one who resides on the right side of your screen most of the time, and I'm here now just to remind you guys that I do have a goal for, at the very least, until my birthday in June. I would love to be able to reach 20k subscribers, so if you could please subscribe and continue to watch these videos whenever you have a chance, I would really appreciate it. Just a small reminder, of course, and do enjoy the rest of the video. The Deme drama has taken a turn that I didn't expect. I really didn't expect this to happen. It is a good turn, I think. A semi-good turn. Well, good turn turned to bad turn. You guys are going to see exactly what happened here. Deme is a VTuber who recently, just giving you a bit of background as quickly as I can, who got into trouble for, first, putting boundaries, which is perfectly fine on the NSFW thing. But then when Chibi Reviews reacted and said, you've shown pretty lewd stuff before, how come you're having issues with it now? She went and said, aren't you the guy who got cheated on? And of course he responded in kind as well, and that made a big thing. And then there was the whole thing about her getting railed on stream, or at least allegedly railed on stream. A lot of people are saying it's very, very sus because she makes sus noises at different points in time. She starts moving faster, slower, all that kind of stuff. I think it's stimming, but a lot of people are saying she got railed. There's no real way of knowing unless she actually says it. Continuing on, she has actually popped something out within the last 24 hours or so. Actually, within the last, by the time I'm doing this, within, well, an hour or two before I actually go and record this thing. So we are taking a look here. Was ready to generally take this to the ground because of the idea that why should I ever feel bad about being rude to someone who's a piece of S? Again, taking a final dig before allegedly apologizing. After some reflection, the thought occurred to me, do I really want to go as low as him? Again, another dig at that person. And the answer was no. I said what I said because I personally think that there's no scenario where a friend group chooses the side of a fiance that cheats. I can't even fathom friends siding with that cheater. However, I would have brought it up. Would I have brought it up if I knew he was, trying to game end because of it? No, I admitted it in the previous tweets. Why didn't I apologize? Because he's this and that and blah. And I thought about it, and kind of ideology is quite harmful. I knew I was wrong, and I admitted that twice, but didn't apologize. After reflection, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing up a memory that made someone want to game end. It was a low blow, and even if I didn't know, regardless of whether he was intentional or being a piece of S, I don't want to stoop to his level. Rather be better and learn from my mistakes. Again, as many digs as she can against the person before she finally apologizes, which is, it's not the way you do this. That's not the way you do an apology. I apologize for what I did, but you're still a piece of S. I shouldn't have said that, but you're still a low person. That's the thing. I don't want to stoop to his level. You stooped way lower than he ever did first. That was the whole point of this. If you're really sorry, just say sorry. This isn't a great apology, in my opinion, but it's not for me to accept or not accept. You called him a piece of S twice, threw a passive-aggressive orange heart, and called it an apology. It's just an ego trip. Our expectations for you were low, but holy F. Why apologize, damn it? As I researched about the guy, Chibi, he's a piece of trash. His fans will think that he won because someone apologized when he is the one that made the fire. He didn't make the fire. He just said, you are he called her a hypocrite because of the things that she's publicly been supporting and, saying that she didn't want NSFW. People can change. People's ideas can change. What people want can change, and I didn't have an issue with, like 2 months ago she did this, and then now she's doing that. People can change. People can change the way they think about things. So I didn't have an issue, but Chibi did. But Chibi still brought out just a critique, and she went for the low blow. In my opinion, it was a critique. Whatever the guy does in the back, and whatever people like or dislike, that's none of my business. But the fact is, he did a critique. He criticized her, not harassed her, and she immediately went for a low blow. That was her first reaction there, and then never apologized. And double down, triple down, quadruple down, and it made her look really bad. It made her lose subscribers. It made her lose support. A lot of people just decided, screw her, and we're done with her because of the whole situation, understandably so. This apology means as much as a giant fat S I took when I got done working out. Absolutely nothing. Here's your reason for this. He's a dude, and it doesn't matter. That's what your non-apology really means. You did this after you realized all your other tactics failed. I took this dummy 4 days to apologize over the topic. Jesus effing Christ, Deme. And actually, the apologize, we can start considering the concept of moving on, right, guys? Well, I mean, some people will move on, and that's probably a good idea. I mean, people should have moved on once she started going with the low blow and just been, you know what, screw this person. I don't like the low blow, and we're just moving on. But such a backhanded apology. I'm sorry, but he's a piece of S. But yada 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 yada. And that's the thing that people are criticizing her for. This is the worst apology. Well, not the worst. There's really bad apologies. But this is among the worst apologies I've seen someone do after drama's happening. It's like, I'm sorry for the way that I acted, but look at this guy. He's a piece of S. Look at this guy. He did this and that. Look at this guy. You should still hate him. Guys still hate him, but I'm apologizing, so I'm the good guy, right? That's the way it seems like it. That's the way everyone else is taking it as well. Sometimes being the bigger person means just walking away from a situation like that. Very well done. Some people like it. A lot of people, like myself, are saying it was too backhanded of an apology. I mean, it's still an apology. An apology is an apology. That's the best we're gonna get from Deme, I'm pretty sure. It really does seem like this is the best that anyone's gonna get from her. And continuing on here, calling someone a piece of S and talking about not stooping to their level while apologizing to them is not apology. The most woman apology of all time, I wouldn't say that. That's also going for another offensive thing. Literally can't apologize without qualifying, taking the least amount of responsibility, and calling the other party a piece of S. And that's why a lot of people, including myself, don't like this apology. It's feel like a non-apology. An apology is you taking responsibility for what you did, not going and doing backhanded hits to the person that you did it to. That is not the way you do an apology. It is not going to be taken well by anybody if you do an apology this way. Deme is generally one of the sweetest people of the whole mess. She had to stay pretty petty and kept swinging, but instead she took a step back, reflected, apologized for hitting low blow. You know, Chibi started this entire thing by attacking her boundaries, and then he gets cult smeared with disgusting lies. He's the same guy who plays victim non-stop while his followers spread edited clips and fakes S on stream narratives about her. Deme didn't have to apologize. She could have kept going for her throat, but she still went for the throat at the end a little bit. Chose the bigger person. This person is not seeing the full apology. They're just saying that she apologized and that was it. Maturity, again, that is debatable. Real character, that is also debatable. Deme is a sweetheart who actually cares about not becoming the toxic people attacking her. Again, she was toxic while allegedly apologizing. A half apology is still an apology, but this seemed more like a half apology than anything. A lot of words from apologizing to look good, calling him a piece of S twice, and adding a passive-aggressive orange heart is just pure damage control. Apologies, yet still has to belittle him and throw shots. Love the level of ego here. This isn't an apology. Let's break down why. Call Chibi a piece of S every other sentence. Stoop down to his, making it sound like he's trash and has no value. Almost everything written here is BS and only to cover her butt. That's the thing. If you do a sincere apology, people will take it sincerely. If you do an apology like this, it will just look like you're covering your ass. And people will take it as you just covering your ass. And that is not the look you want to have when you are doing something like this. That is not the kind of look you want at all. I was ready to generally take the ground, and that's, the apology there. It says, response to Deme's apology. The days of doubling down, Deme has finally decided to apologize to me at the end of her last tweet. Before she did that, however, she made sure to call me a piece of S, along with a few other things, despite saying she won't stoop low. Progress, I guess. Like I said, that's the best we're going to get out of her. That's the best the community is going to get out of her. So I guess this is, accept it or don't. It's up to you guys. It's up to everybody. But I don't like half apologies like this. Whenever I've apologized for things that I've done, I've never done a half apology. I've just apologized for the things that I've done. Because I'm an adult, I'm mature, and even though I may still have issues with the person or a situation that happened, I will take responsibility for what I did, which is what an adult should do. Not go passive-aggressive like she did, in my opinion. Issues are, and this is from Spanish, the issues are apology for the way she treated the content creator Chibi Reviews regarding the controversy over the NSFW artwork of her avatar. And yeah, people are still going to be criticizing her, of course, because like I said, a half apology technically is still an apology, but it's way worse than should have been, and it doesn't hold the weight that she thinks it does. You guys let me know though if I'm way out of pocket with this one, or if you agree. Ooh, subliminal messaging. Follow the squirrel. Subscribe to the squirrel. This is not a psyop. This is just me being a dumbass. Ooh, subscribe. Anki Expo is having some issues and people are leaving. This is something that I expected was going to get bigger after I spoke about it yesterday on my stream. I had left it just, the one person that we're going to talk about, but then I found out later on as I was just laying down and, just looking at random things on the internet, I did find out through, Twitter, as I tend to doom scroll sometimes after as I'm gonna try to go to sleep, we now find out that Anki has more issues. Let's take a look here through their Twitter as we continue, like I mentioned, seeing what is going on. First thing that I talked about on stream was this. Sox Vtuber agency has decided to terminate their sponsorship agreement with Anki Expo and are no longer going to be affiliated with the event. Neither Sox agency, talents, nor staff will be attending Anki in any official capacity. So if they end up showing up because, they want to individually, etc., not as like a meet and greet or anything like that, but just go and show up for whatever reason, they can do that, but they're not going as official VTubers of Sox Vtuber agency. It says here, context police here, we're fine and doing okay. But the F is Anki Expo. We're good over here. Appreciate people's concern, but SVA is all good. Yomi Quinley, Lamar is winning the reason. Howling Lotus, I may be out of the loop, but I hope everything is okay. And that's awesome to hear. Now that Dave Frankie things were okay. Going out on limb and saying there's AI slop usage by the event. Hit the nail on the head, I think, with that one. For context, back down here, it's continuing here. Anki Expo claimed to be against generative AI during their Artist Alley applications, etc. Pinbun, the executive Anki, is an ambassador for VKet, which utilizes generative AI. In fact, I had spoken about VKet before, and they did get into huge trouble for using generative AI. Believe there was also concerns about one of the invited guests. And here's the Anki Expo thing here. It said, appreciate every one of you interested in helping create Anki and the Artist Alley. It says, submit the application here. They are saying there that, allegedly that there was going to be no AI. We do not allow AI art or bootleg merchandise. And here we go. Pinbun is one of the people that was a part of VKet as well. And they are allegedly someone who is, on the board of it. Exactly. Is an executive of Anki and ambassador for VKet. VKet does use AI, at least allegedly does. Not like I want to context or anything, Baka. People, are getting worried. Other people require context. So this is without context at the point. But people are bringing it up. It says, we at Anki are sad to see SVA go, but we respect their decision and wish them the best as they continue to grow their amazing brand. This is the best way you can really react to anything when it comes to someone leaving. Especially someone as big as SVA for a tiny Anki Expo. I believe it's like their first year or something like that, or at least one of their, one of the smaller ones that's going to be happening in the East Coast. It is in Massachusetts, it looks like, I believe. So it's going to be in the East Coast. We're going to continue on with other people that are, of course, leaving as well. We have the Oshibar. Oshibar has decided to withdraw from Anki Expo, along with the talent brought in through our organization. Oshibar staff will not be attending Anki in any official capacity. We wish their team success moving forward. Again, they have no ill will, but they have to make a stand when it comes to generative AI in the artist areas and things like that, or using it to, promote anything like that. Especially if you have an area for artists, it is understandable, like, you can use it. Some people say using 0% of it is fine. It is the best, but there are many people who are going to use it to get an idea of what it is. It's basically to flesh out ideas, see if that's an okay idea to do, and then maybe get an artist to be like, let an artist know, all right, this is what I think is going to look great. Not necessarily show them the generative AI image, but go, based on the AI image that you made, it's like, I saw it, I'm thinking these colors, that colors, this type of thing, this theme, and have them explore it in the way that the artist wants to. Not giving them any ideas directly, but something like that would be a good use of generative AI, in my opinion. What's going on with this event? Something independent VTubers and artists should be concerned about. We be pulling out of the event? Myself and I'm pretty sure others don't want to accidentally support something problematic if that's what's going on. Literally, the only thing I've heard about this event is people in groups pulling out of it. Not a great first impression. For those wondering, they said that they don't use or promote generative AI, but were caught doing exactly that. So multiple groups are pulling out of the con, such as Oshibar and SVA. Continuing on here, this is going to be one of the last things that I'm going to be showing you guys, because I want to show you guys the full picture of everything. So if anyone's curious about what's happening with Anki Expo, I'm pretty sure it's their association with VKet, who uses AI openly and instructs others to use it for their service. Understandably, this does not sit well with a lot of partners and guests. A lot of partners and guests do commission actual artists and generative AI. Just be honest, it takes money out of the artist's pockets. It trains a lot of times on artist work. They have admitted, other generative AI makers have admitted to using the art of people to train their AI. without paying them or anything like that. Anki is still happening and staff is still working very hard. I will fully be transparent with the community. Oshibar left citing concerns, one of our partners using AI. I reached out directly to that partner and they gave a long explanation of how that isn't so. But I found the sentence informative and I will directly quote it. Like any company, we do concepting and mood boards, but the final productions are work of our many talented artists. And that is I think, the best way to use it. But I think, some people still are legitimately can have concerns about it and legitimately can decide still, if they want to, not to go through there because of, concerns of generative AI, period. Some people are zero tolerance on any generative AI. Anki has zero AI policy since the beginning, and we work very hard to make sure that nothing AI comes close to anything we are doing. All final projects are, and always will be, fully created by amazing talented artists. Sorry, that sentence implies that they use AI for concepting and mood boards. Am I misunderstanding then that you are saying that company does use AI for the creative process? The post I saw pointed the CEO participating in an event that uses AI. This implies they generate ideas with AI even if they hired artists to recreate the final products. Told by a friend that it was VCAT. Went to go look at CEO's post and if you read VCAT, they're pretty well known for using it. They even have articles publicly instructing people how to use it for their service. So yeah, if it is used for the final product, it's never good. Some people, like I said, are zero tolerance on any use of AI, generative AI, period. Not even for concepting, as you're seeing here. A lot of people have that belief. I'm a little bit different because, at the very least, at the end of the day, we're still paying artists for doing the work. And I'm not an artist, so I can't do kind of the background information, the background stuff. And I'm still using an artist to finish the work. Like I said, the way that I would use it is to get an idea myself and then flesh out that idea. And I'm not going to be sharing that AI with the artist. I'll be like, these are the ideas that I'm thinking, and then have them work on it and see their idea fully fleshed out in their own way and pay it that way. But then again, I am a person with very, very limited income. So that's why I think I would use it. In a large company, I can understand why people don't agree with that way of using it because they are a larger company. They can expense a lot of things. I can't. I'm a regular human being that has very, very, very little income and much, much less to spend on anything like that. One of a kind original world. Using AI, you can expand your imagination and anyone easily creates images and enhance the world's atmosphere. This article will explain how you can utilize AI in VCAT cloud world creation. This is different. This is using it in actual world creation. This is bad. The problem isn't the final product. The problem is the use of it at all. Pretty big issue. So yeah, this using it in world creation is not good. That's absolutely not good. Continuing down here, also some upset about the Akuma Miko as a guest due to allegations about her originating from the VT blacklist and others. You mean Miko, I presume? Yes, it gets worse. She has a track history of doxing, revenge stuff. The revenge, nudes and stuff like that. Discrimination against people, transphobia, and so on. And wouldn't be surprised if she's the reason Socks pulled out. She has Socks has trans talents. Says I knew about the rest but didn't know about the dox people. Didn't like speculating, but it would be plausible why Socks pulled away. And over here, the VT blacklist has a long thread on Akuma Miko. This was brought to our attention today. We are looking into it and handling it. This has been known for 2 years again. Not everyone's going to be looking at Vtuber stuff like that like I do, because that's what I want to show you guys, but not everyone does. So that is one of those things, of course. Continuing on here, basically the Akuma Miko thing is continuing. They made this association of this moment with Akuma, also clarified, in fact, in VCAT. On Anki Expo is a small volunteer-run convention. We're doing our absolute best. As soon as it was brought to our attention, we began acting Anki as a community-driven event for the community. So if we sometimes miss things, important things, then we, will act on it. And that there's a lot happening behind the scenes. We are attempting to be as transparent as possible. And it says I absolutely can confirm it is in fact VCAT. And that is information we're being brought to our attention. We acted. Miko will not be appearing at or associated with Anki. And they stand that they didn't know that VCAT used AI at all. I would assume that they didn't. However, it's pretty open on their site, so make use that of what you will. So they're continuing on mentioning all these things about VCAT not knowing fully that they use any AI, but it was known later on. So before this goes into a 20-30 minute video, I will take a just a final look at these things here and let you guys decide what you want to say, what you think about this, and let me know, of course, when it comes to everything. Akamiko responded, wasn't asked for my side or anything. Management is helping me. Yeah, if you look, the gap between looking into it and the decision was exactly 10 minutes. Don't think they did much vetting and acted reactively at the backlash without also looking into that either. So yeah, Akamiko is surprised by this, but a lot of people aren't. You guys let me know what you guys think. Why was the reason that this happened? AI probably was a big part of it. Was it anything else? You let me know. Cela Vann Ridian is a female English-speaking VTuber who is a part of Respark, was part of Relium Generation 1 Respark alongside Mimioi and Achi Antimony. And she is having her big anniversary, her first anniversary celebration. And that is why we're talking about her today. We have this here. Let's close down the chat a little bit and going here.
Why is YouTube stuck? Is YouTube stuck? Coming up, VTuber. Ooh, I'm glad, Sinfair. Very, very happy coincidence. Okay, are we ready? Ready? Let's lower the volume. Really? Oh my gosh, you're a lifesaver.
Oh, she did a full on like visual novel type of thing, like an actual like mini game thing there. She also kind of looked at her her original debut, which is one thing that a lot of people do. They go back to the original debut. Mine is lost to the world, but you know, no one really cares. So we'll move on. We'll have a lot of other things that she's been doing, according, you know, showing some of the art that has been done of her, and even made it to a Magikarp, as you saw there. Other things here, just having some fun, enjoying themselves. Really glad that they were able to have this big event for themselves and celebrating their anniversary. Oh my! It's still going.
Money. No, my mom just messaged me. No! Wait. No, please. Mom, stop watching. Tolong, jangan nonton bentar dong. Ini teman.
Michi's mom wants some of that MILF money. She wants to see if chat has that MILF money. Michi's mom was like, what the hell am I watching? But she's like, ideas. I'm just kidding, of course. She's like, how come she got that MILF money and I don't? Kidding, of course.
Ini teman aku. Dia bikin lagu.
Stop it.
Ini lagu teman. Oh.
Wasn't me. No. Scatter.
My mom just messaged me she just messaged me on WhatsApp and then she went, "What are you watching?"
You got caught in 4K. Thank you guys for watching as always, and of course take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.